Hi friends, Mrs. G. Hope you're having a great day today, and I hope that you're ready to get started and learn about where we are going today. This is going to be a short one today, not too much, but yeah, it'll be exciting, so it'll be fun. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to get started. Remember yesterday we talked about South America, and today we are actually going to be going to Australia. And it says here, good day, mates. Today we travel to Australia. Mrs. G doesn't have a really good Australian accent, so that's the best I could do. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And I want you to go ahead and look at this map and point to where we are going today. Where are we headed today? Did you point here, Australia? You are correct. That's where we're going today. So good job. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play this song at the end of our lesson, so that way if you want to listen to it, you can. If not, you can go ahead and end the video later on at the end of our lesson. So we're going to skip this right now, and then we'll go back to it at the end of our lesson if you want to hear it, okay? Okay, it's going to allow me to skip it. There we go. All right, Australia is called the land down under. When you look at this picture, here is Australia in the red. Miss G put an arrow here. Okay, in the red, that is where Australia is, okay? Why do you think it might be called the land down under? Okay, that is a nickname that they, when they discovered Australia, that's the nickname they gave Australia, the land down under. So look carefully at this picture and tell me why you might think it's called the land down under. Let's find out. Australia is known as the land down under for its position in the southern hemisphere, okay? And the discovery of Australia began when the European explorers searched for a land under the continent Asia. So here's Asia, and it's under Asia. And so when they discovered Australia, it's under Asia, and here's Australia. So that is why it's called the land down under, because it's down underneath Asia, okay? So that's a little interesting fact for you. The country is divided into 6 states, okay? We have Southern Australia, which is here, okay? We have Western Australia, which is here in the blue. We have South Wales, which is here in the orange. Queensland, which is here in the green. Okay, and then we have Tasmania and Victoria, which is here. And yeah, so those are 6 different states, okay, of Australia, whereas in United States, we have 50 states. Well, Australia only has, it's divided into 6 states, okay? So some facts about Australia. It is the smallest continent out of all of the 7 continents, okay? It is the only country in the world that covers an entire continent, but it also has an island, okay? It is in fact the driest continent in the world, and more than 24 million people live in Australia. How many people do you think live in North America? North America is where we live. How many people do you think live in North America? Well, we're going to find that out when we talk about North America on Wednesday, right? Okay. Kalgoorlie is a really small remote town in Western Australia. It's right here where this little yellow dot is, okay? All right. And in this little town alone, okay, this little town is one of the world's, so not just a continent, but one of the world's largest producers of gold. Is that really neat? The largest producers of gold in the world. This little town right here, it's called Kalgoorlie. Some animals in Australia you might find if you were to visit. You might see a kangaroo. You might see a koala. This is Mrs. G's second favorite animal, koala. They're so cute. You might find a wombat, an emu, a kookaburra, and a dingo. So you might find these animals if you were to visit Australia, okay? Seasons in Australia. Australia is in the southern hemisphere, so its seasons are opposite of ours, okay? So when we are actually out of school in the summer, because we don't go to school in the summertime, right? So when we're out of school, we are on summer vacation, it is actually winter in Australia. So when it's summer here, it's winter in Australia, okay? And then when it's Christmas time here in the winter time, we have winter, right? But in Australia, when we have winter, Australia has summer. So it is the opposite seasons in Australia, okay? Pretty interesting, huh? The Great Barrier Reef is the largest reef in the world. And this just goes to show you a picture of it. And we're actually going to watch a video about the Great Barrier Reef, okay? And about some things that live in the Great Barrier Reef and what it's all about, okay? Here we go.
10 things about the Great Barrier Reef. 1. The Great Barrier Reef is a gigantic coral reef in Australia. There are over 600 types of coral in the Great Barrier Reef, and thousands of fish and marine life call these reefs home. 2. The Great Barrier Reef is actually one huge living, breathing organism. It's the biggest living thing on Earth. The Great Barrier Reef is so big that you could even see it if you were floating in space or sitting on the moon. Whoa! 3. There's a beautiful reef right in the middle of the Great Barrier Reef. It's in the shape of a heart and it grew like that all by itself. Aww, it's like a little Valentine from the sea. That's sweet. 4. Did you know that the Great Barrier Reef is really super old? Scientists think it's about 20,000 years old. No wonder it's known as one of the greatest wonders of the world. 5. Sea turtles love hanging out at the Great Barrier Reef. 6 out of 7 species of sea turtles can be found here. That's like nearly all of them. 6. Sea turtles lay their eggs on the sandy beaches of the Great Barrier Reef. After a few months, cute little baby sea turtles hatch. The temperature of the sand affects whether the hatchlings are boys or girls. Cool sand makes boy sea turtles, while warm sand makes female sea turtles. 7. The Great Barrier Reef is home to a really interesting type of fish called a pufferfish. Yup, they're really puffy. Pufferfish have spikes and fill themselves up with air when they feel scared. They look just like a big spiky balloon. Be careful though, they're very poisonous and there's no cure for their poison. 8. Hermit crabs are colorful little crabs which live in the Great Barrier Reef. They're actually crabs in snail clothing. They borrow empty shells from snails for protection and change shells as they grow. 9. Bottlenose dolphins can also be found in the Great Barrier Reef. Did you know that dolphins are really smart? They talk to each other by making clicking and whistling sounds. 10. Dolphins have noses, but they're at the top of their heads. It's called a blowhole, and that's where they breathe and spout water. They can hold their breath for about 7 minutes before having to come up to the surface for more air. Neat! Want to see
Yeah.
10 things about the Great...
So that is interesting about the Great Barrier Reef, right? It's really interesting. There's so many different things in Australia, and that was one of the amazing things that we learned about. So tomorrow we travel to North America where we live, okay? And it's right here in the red. So this is North America, and we live somewhere over here, somewhere in this area. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, okay? All right, your passport, Mrs. G stamped it. It says that you visited Australia, and then tomorrow you'll get your stamp for North America, and you have visited all seven continents, all right? So your exit ticket for today is, number 1, what is the nickname for Australia? Do you remember what they called it? Remember we looked at a picture, and we were trying to figure out why they might call it that? So what is the nickname for Australia? And number 2, draw a picture of 2 animals that live in Australia, and then take a picture of your work and send it to your teacher, okay? All right, that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play your continent song because some of you might want to hear it, some of you maybe not, and that's okay, but you can stop the video if you don't want to. If you want to listen to it, you may go ahead and do so, all right? Until then, Miss G will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Europe, Africa, North and South America. Europe, Africa, North and South America. Australia. South America. Europe, Africa, North and South America. Australia, Antarctica, Asia. Europe, Africa, North and South America.
All right, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.